my friend. The world has become very loud. Loud opinions, loud ambitions, loud arguments, even loud success. Everyone is speaking. Very few are listening. And in this noise, people believe power belongs to the loudest voice in the room. But I have lived long enough to see something different. Silence is the real superpower. When I was a young monk, I believed wisdom meant having the right answers. I tried to speak beautifully, to impress my teacher with clever thoughts. One day, after I finished explaining my understanding of life, my teacher simply poured tea into my cup. He kept pouring even after it overflowed. I said, "Master, it is full." He smiled and replied, "So are you." That day, I learned that silence is not emptiness. It is space. And only in space can something new enter. Many people today are not weak because they lack intelligence. They are weak because they never sit quietly long enough to understand themselves. They react quickly. They speak quickly. They judge quickly. But reaction is not strength. Reaction is impulse. True strength is response, and response is born in silence. In silence, you begin to see your thoughts instead of becoming them. You notice your anger rising like a storm, but instead of shouting, you observe it. You notice fear whispering doubts, but instead of obeying it, you question it. Silence gives you distance from your emotions, and that distance gives you control. Control over your words, control over your actions, control over your destiny. There was once a warrior who visited our monastery. He was feared in many lands. He asked my teacher, "What is the greatest weapon?" My teacher answered, "A calm mind." The warrior laughed, but before leaving, he sat with us during meditation. For the first time in his life, he faced not enemies, but himself. Later, he confessed that controlling his sword was easy. Controlling his mind was the real battle. My friend, your mind is either your servant or your master. When you live in constant noise, endless scrolling, constant comparison, non-stop stimulation, your mind becomes restless. A restless mind cannot focus. A restless mind cannot build. A restless mind cannot create. But a quiet mind is sharp, is observant, is powerful. Silence sharpens your awareness. It helps you notice opportunities others miss. It prevents you from speaking words you later regret. It allows you to choose long-term growth over short-term satisfaction. You do not need to escape to a mountain to find silence. Begin with small moments. 5 minutes in the morning without your phone. A slow walk without music. A deep breath before responding in anger. These small acts of silence will slowly change your life. Because silence is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of clarity. And clarity brings confidence. Confidence brings discipline. Discipline brings freedom. Remember this: the loud world will try to pull you into chaos, but the person who can remain still in chaos becomes unshakable. So tonight, before you sleep, sit quietly for a few minutes. Do not try to fix anything. Do not try to think deeply. Just observe. Let your thoughts pass like clouds. And in that stillness, you may discover something surprising. You were never lacking power. You were just surrounded by noise. Silence is your superpower. Protect it.